Hey, I just wanted to quickly jump onto my budget here and show you how I calculate how much cash I will need each week for my variable expenses. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm trying to save money, and a good way to do that is to use cash for your variable expenses. So, it means you take out a certain amount of money each week, you have it earmarked for certain expenses, and that's what you use it for. And the last couple months, I've been really slack um, at taking cash out and using cash. I've been using my card more often than not, and I'm trying to get out of that habit because I find that it's much harder to give someone like actual money that you're touching than it is to just tap a card. So I prefer to use cash, especially when I'm trying to save money. So I don't you've probably heard of like the um, envelope system, or the if you're Canadian, Gail Voss Oxalate, and she does the jar system. It's the same concept. So what I've done, and this is a work in progress still because I've just started it again, but what I've done is I tallied up all of January's variable expenses, so things that I don't have to have, but well, groceries. Some you have to have, but like things that you can trim down a little bit too. So I I tallied it all up, so it was $1,559. So that's a month. So I divided that by four. So 1559.3 divided by 4 equals $389. So that's close to $400, and I want to get that down even more. And so I chose to um, reduce that by 20%. So if I times $389.83 by 20%, I'm left with $77.97 at less of the 389. So that's roughly $300. It's a little bit more than 25% off, but anyways, I'm trying to save as much money as I can, so I'm trying to live off of as least amount as I can. So I'm going to try living off of $300 a week each and every week and see how it goes. So how did I come up with these amounts here? Well, I'd like to just spend $100 in groceries a week. It's tough, but it can be done. Um, I'm just going to have to really tighten my budget and say no, like to my son, who thinks I'm a bank, only to him, and asks for money all the time. I'm just gonna have to give him his weekly $30. I upped it from 20 because I never just gave him 20. It was always more. So I was thinking, okay, I'll give him 30, and he can spend that how he feels throughout the week, and I'm not giving him any more. And Justin's is pet food, so because it was 91 this month, it's usually around 70. It's like 70 something dollars. So each week I'll be putting $20 into that account, into that envelope. I have this little system here that I've labeled up. So all my cash will be divvied out into these little folder things. And that's how I'm going to keep track of my cash. I'll put $20 each week into it's my dog food fund, really. Dollarama, $20 a week because I almost always go there. Clothes of $20. Walmart, $20. School is 10, and that I'm just counting as it's my son who gets $10 a week for his lunches. And birthday fund, haircuts. So a lot of these will just accumulate over time because I'm not getting a haircut every week, or I'm not going to a birthday. There's no like a birthday party every week, so they will accumulate over time. So that like when it's time for a haircut, that could be run about $60. As long as 3 weeks have gone by, I'll be okay. And my kids get haircuts irregularly, but they're not as expensive as mine, and we'll have enough money in there. At least that's the goal. So and yeah, kids activities cost money, and vet, just to keep it $20 a week going to the vet fund because they animals need at least their um, annual visits, right? And so that's what I'm going to be doing and keeping track. And if it's not working, then I'm gonna have to rejigger it. But yeah, I haven't taken that money out yet, but I do plan on starting it like for the next week because we're already it's Tuesday. We'll see if I get to the bank before then, but I don't have expenses coming up that I can think of, so I don't really need the cash quite yet. But yeah, so try to get this down to at least take a few $100s off a month, and that would be excellent if I could do that. So that's how I came up with my sums. It's just basically gonna be a trial and error type thing. I might put more money in one and less in another if I can, or, you know, we'll just have to figure it out. But yeah, that's how I figured out my variable expense fund for cash fund, I guess. So I'm going to be taking out $300 a week every week and making it last for until the next one. So thanks for watching. If you got anything out of this video, please consider giving a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow.